I'm Brenda Cordes from Brenda's Kitchen Garden, and today I just wanted to go through a few of the key differences that I've noticed since upgrading from the TM5 to the TM7. So the TM7 I have had for about a week now, and these are some of the key differences that I have noticed. So the first major difference that I have noticed is the ease of use with cookie dough. Now, as you can see on the TM5 Thermomix, the screen is a heck of a lot smaller. I have found that even just navigating cookie dough was so difficult. Sometimes my cook key would come off randomly if I accidentally bumped it, but it was just a lot slower to load. You can see now here it's sort of thinking I'm trying to load something. So I actually tended not to use cookie dough at all. I would mainly use it with the manual mode. Whereas as you can see on this huge screen on the TM7, it's way easier to navigate. You can easily see at a glance what you're using. You can see all the different modes and the different features down the side that you can click on. So in terms of ease of use, the TM7 definitely wins. The second feature that I would like to mention is the screen. Now, I did mention the screen when I was talking about cookie dough, and I just want to expand on that a little bit more. Now, as you can see, the screen is quite small to use on the TM5, but even the way it's set up is a little bit more basic. Now, the lovely thing about the TM7 is you can set up the screen to exactly how you want it. So if you would like to change it and you're not happy with the way that I've got it set up, you can absolutely change it, and you can go even in manual mode. You can see how much larger this setup is for you to easily navigate this. Now, obviously, the touch screen here is a little bit more basic, so you have to click on that and then you are using the dial. Here with everything, you are operating things with your hand. So I touch the button when I want to use the scales. I touch over here and then I slide up and down with the wheel on the screen. So I have to say, initially I was put off by the size of the TM7 screen, but it has been so easy to use. My kids have really enjoyed being able to just go up to the home here, and they can look through on all the different things that they can cook. The other thing that I've noticed, which I really like, are the modes that you can access as well, which are here. Another feature of the TM7, which I'm really enjoying, and I didn't think that I would think a lot of it, is the insulated bowl. Now, as you can see, this TM5 just has the metal bowl, whereas with the TM7, if I take it out, so you can see here the way that it's set up is quite different. So you've got this slide locking mechanism, and then this pops out, so this part can go in the dishwasher and you can take out the blade. But what you'll also notice, I'll put that together in a minute, is that it's got this outside base. Now, this is the insulated bowl exterior, and the lovely thing about using this is that it actually keeps your food really warm. So we were quite surprised the other night when we were cooking something in it, and we came to eat it and it was still really hot, like it had just been cooked. So I'm really enjoying the difference in the bowls from the TM5 to the TM7. Okay, next feature up, the pre-clean function. Now, you might be thinking that sounds like a total gimmick. So just for reference, the TM5 has one cleaning function. So you have to go and select it here. I'm now on the pre-clean mode. I put my water in, a little bit of detergent, and I click go. That's the only function it can do. The TM7 has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different cooking modes. Now, I have tested each one of these, and I have to say I've been thoroughly impressed. I made a honeycomb, and with the fat or the caramel pre-clean function, it removed all of the honeycomb that was all stuck on, all the sugar that had got caught around the blades. I was mind blown. I couldn't believe how well it worked. Now, the lovely thing is that you can do such a thorough clean with the pre-clean. So if you only have the one bowl, which at the moment that's all there is, you can easily reuse it, and you just quickly run the pre-clean function, and then you are good to go for the next recipe. Okay, also on cleaning is the design of the base. So as you can see, the TM5 has these little handles Now, for the eagle-eyed amongst you, you will notice that it's actually a little bit dirty in there. I did try and clean it out a little bit before, but I just want to show you it is quite difficult to clean in here. I have still, you can't see this, but there is a little bit of food still caught in here, and there's also food caught in here. As much as I've tried to keep it clean, it is very difficult to clean. In contrast, you will notice that the base here, it is so nice and streamlined. It's super easy to clean. Now, something I was worried about before I received it is these bumps. I'm going to try and bring this a little bit closer so you can see. I thought the bumps here were holes. They are just actually raised little areas on the base. You can easily just wipe with a cloth over it and it cleans it really nice and easily. So the ease of use for cleaning this has been so much easier than the TM5. Okay, now the next feature is the noise factor. So with the TM5, a comment by a relative was made that the Thermomixes are very noisy, which is why this relative doesn't want to buy one. However, I would like to say that the game changer with the noise factor is that the TM7, obviously when you're milling it will be slightly noisier, but when you are doing some of the cooking, like the slower cooking, stirring, heating, etc., it is so quiet I've actually had to check that it is on. So you can see that it is on by what we call the heartbeat, the pulsing light that's coming out from the Thermomix, but I've really enjoyed that. It has not been as loud and obnoxious a noise, so the noise factor has been great. Next feature that I'm really enjoying is the open cooking mode on the TM7. Now, as you would know, the TM5 does not have that feature. So in order to cook things like pasta, you would often remove the measuring cup lid and you might put the pasta through the hole, wait for it to break down, you might have to pause it, you might have to lift this up, you might have to give it a stir with the spatula. I have to say that I found it slightly hit and miss, whereas with the TM7, if you are below speed 2 or below, you can actually remove the lid, so that has to be 100 degrees or below. So I have been able to take the lid off while it is cooking. The blades do not turn at all in the open cooking mode, or you can set it so it's not turning at all. And then I can see exactly what's happening with the pasta and I can stop it when it has reached the point that I want it to stop cooking. And that's been a great feature. Okay, the next feature that I have been really enjoying is the lack of a measuring cup on the TM7 lid. So if you just have a look at this lid here, it has just got this cap. So the cap stays on, it's nice and secure. The TM5, especially making things like dough, would actually rattle around like this. Occasionally it would sort of fall off a little bit. I'm really enjoying the change from the measuring cup lid to the measuring cap, or the cap. One of the other features that is significantly different from the TM5 to the TM7 is the varoma. Now if you have a look at the TM5, the basket is in an oval shape and it's actually a fair bit smaller. So you can see the oval shape there. Now comparatively, the TM7 is in a rectangular shape, so you can see how much more you can fit in the TM7 lid. Now this might come in quite handy if you are doing something like yogurts. You can fit a lot more into the TM7 basket than you would have been able to fit into the TM5. Modes is something else that is quite different from the TM5 to the TM7. Now on the TM5 we've got some very basic modes. So we've got manual, we've got dough, we've got pre-clean and we've got turbo. Now on the TM7 there are 20 plus different modes. Some of the ones that we've got are the manual mode, open cooking, which is brand new to the TM7. We've got browning mode, we've got dough, kettle, thicken, warm up, turbo and the pre-clean, which has 7 different settings that you can use in that mode as well. So we'll see some of the additional modes at the bottom be able to be used with the addition of some of the accessories, but the modes feature is something that is a bit of a game changer for the TM7. The warm-up function I thought was particularly cool. So you preset the temperature that you want your food to get to, And then when the TM7 reaches that temperature, it's going to switch off. So there's no guesswork involved in how long something's going to take. Come back to check it, it's not at the right temperature, I have to go back and set it again. It's all programmed in there, so it's going to stop when it reaches that temperature. Okay, the next feature I really wanted to mention was just the guided cooking and the way that it's structured in the TM5 to the TM7. So something that is a big difference from the TM7 is the ability to be able to change your ingredients around to the order that you want to weigh them in. So for example, say something I make often is bread. If I have got all my ingredients out there, or say if I've forgotten one in the cupboard, I can literally select on the TM7 the next ingredient that I want to do. I'm just going to come and show you an example of that now. Okay, so the recipe I've got up is the Marry Me chicken. Now I just wanted to show you how you can do this. So I can literally select which ingredient that I want to weigh into the bowl. I am not confined with the order that the Thermomix wants to weigh it in. The other lovely thing is it will actually automatically tick it. So once I've weighed, say, capsicum in, it can actually auto tick it and it will move on to the next one for me if I have selected that in my settings. I can actually turn that feature off if it's not something that I like using. If you have a look at the TM5, it will tell me what I have to put in and I cannot change that. It is stuck onto whatever ingredient I have got that is coming up next. The last feature that I wanted to mention was the glider board. Now on a TM5 you have to be really careful that you don't accidentally damage the scales. You have to lift it up and carefully place it down if you need to move it. If you slide it and you do not have a glider board underneath it, you can actually damage and wreck the scales and put them out of whack and you'll have to send it back for a service. Now on the TM7 it actually has a little bit on the bottom here which enables you to be able to slide it around and you're not actually going to damage the scales. So I can move it backwards and forwards and I don't have to worry that the scales are going to be damaged. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any ideas of some other videos I can do, or if you have any comments or questions, please drop them in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more videos like this. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.